I failed.
Oh, you messed it up.
I know you can hear me.
Hi, guys.
Hey, all right, we're back. That was.
All right,
Are you sure?
So anyway, my sounds go through my B1, sounds go through B1, but recording is B2, so we're good.
We're good. We just made a very regretful decision, and by we I mean Waffles, and we gave Hal the Great, as he's written on Zoom, but Coop, free reign to randomly put in music drops. So it's like that. All right, friends, we're here. We're on a desert planet.
I got a question first, though.
Oh.
This is the most important question of the
fucking
session.
Butter knife question.
You ready? Heck yeah! It's the most important question of the session, and it's a good what's that word called? Transition. There you go.
You said that last
We're
time.
dealing with riddles today. What's your favorite Batman villain and why?
This is a leading question.
No.
This is a leading
Mr. Freeze.
Oh.
I like that one.
Catwoman.
Batman Forever.
Mm-hmm.
Is she a villain? Is Catwoman really a villain?
It depends.
Yes.
It depends on the day.
Technically. Yeah, thank you,
Depends on
Jim.
her
What a
mood.
segue. No.
What if I say Superman? Does that count?
Superman
technically.
never counts. He
That's
sucks.
what's
I'd say they're more friends than they are enemies, but with Catwoman, they're like about the same levels of friends and enemies.
Yeah, I could see that.
Frenemies with benefits.
Yeah.
I always liked Penguin because he was just so ridiculous.
Yeah, I was gonna say Penguin only because Danny DeVito. Just knocked that out of the ballpark.
Joker because Heath Ledger.
There you go. Classic.
Sure. I was about to say, yeah, if we're going for like a super serious answer, even through I think all of any Batman, it's probably Joker because he's the one that's lived the longest. Now has his own movies,
Waffles.
It's the basic white
This
girl
is
answer,
nothing-
but Heath Ledger's Joker. Unpassable.
Yeah.
Yep.
For a non-serious answer, the IRS, because
Fair enough. Yeah, Mark Hamill, Joker too. They've just been fantastic actors for the Joker all around, both in voice acting world and on screen. But
Yeah. No one said the Riddler.
no, because this has nothing to do with riddles.
So here
And
we are.
Riddler's not even a good villain. He just ruins his friends' plans for no reason.
But
Jim
you know what he
Carrey was
is?
fun.
But you know what he is? He is a
Annoying.
good roller coaster at Six Flags, which you guys are on quite the roller coaster of a story. All right, let's go.
Oh,
That is
Oh, boo.
this is beginning to
Boo.
That
hurt.
doesn't make me want to play.
Oh god! Oh, look at the time, y'all. I think we have to wrap up early. This was a great session.
Yeah, I'm done. All right, bye.
All right, so
I'll have fun with these riddles myself.
I'm just gonna take over and actually, bring us into the scene. We're here in the
Oh, I
desert.
thought you meant DM.
No, sure, I'll DM you guys too. That's great. All right, Waffles, you're
Do
gonna be
it.
Zeha now.
All right. I pull out my gun, put it to my chest.
No,
it's the mercy. pistol.
it's the mercy.
Yeah, it's
pistol.
the mercy pistol.
All right. So we're in the desert. The wind's blowing. Sand and magic is in the air. Okay.
I hate sand. Of
It
course.
gets in our mouths.
It's really annoying. It's great.
It's all in your clothes. You're definitely gonna have to take 8 showers later.
Except
Wash
for
your clothes
Zeha,
14
because
times.
She has that thing over her mouth that the Kasathas have. So.
It's somehow in your mouth.
Nope.
Sand
It
just does
literally
that.
wears a mask at all times.
Yep,
It's got
yeah.
a filtration system.
Mo
We're
and
good.
Zeha are great.
I don't have a mouth.
I think just
Mo,
absorbs the
Dr.
sand.
Lin and Zeha are great.
It still gets in Dr. Len's butt.
What?
I don't know why.
Goodness.
It just
But
it
it
coats
wasn't
Dr.
that.
Len. It changes his exterior texture, which is like,
Yeah.
Correct.
Dr.
How
Len
good is
becomes
Steve
sandpaper.
Mango?
Oh man, you see
Yeah.
there's like more like dots just floating around in you. It's all that sand. All right.
Okay, we had 4 what people are calling riddles that came up at the end of last session. Let's kind of remind everybody what they are.
Sure. I'm gonna
Y'all
start.
wanna? We have 5 players and 4 riddles, so ready to go.
Pillar
Everybody
one.
read one.
fight on the last one. Pillar 1, written in Elven. Which, by the way, y'all, if I hadn't fucking picked up comprehend languages, we would be screwed.
That was big.
All right, guys, back to Absalom. Let's go.
I'm sure that's what it would have ended up having to happen. We would have been like, well, we need to either try to like photo these, like photocopy, write these down or something, and then take them back to someone who can translate.
Yep.
But anyways, so we see some elven-like drawings of a large beast on the other side of an archway. The words say, held within the scope of time, transported by door, walls that lead elsewhere, guarded from a time before. Take the furthest south, then go through the mouth, to rescue me and bring back my core. I have thoughts.
Yeah, let's go
Can we
through
have
quick thoughts for each of them too, of what out of character and maybe even slightly in character, what y'all think they are.
Can I ask basically, like, maybe we can use this as we go through them one by one, just to make it easy, whether you want us to roll knowledge checks on these basic things, but taking the fact that we know that this is written in Elven, and what we know about the lore, because remember, we were recently on Castrovel, and we actually did some research on the portals that elves use. So how much of this can we piece together in character and that kind of thing? But my personal idea is that the archway depicted is one of the portals, and the doors that they're speaking of is also a portal.
Yeah.
And
This is like a hub, you mean? Or
I don't know, but in the lore that we learned about the elves on Castrovel is they still use these archway portals, but what happened in the gap? A lot of them disappeared. Is that what the lore that we know?
No, they stopped working, which kind of is what caused, I won't say caused, like air quote, caused the elves to become more isolationist, because they use these portals to travel to other planets, different places on their same planet, like just a lot of different places. It's thought to be one of the ways they ended up on Galarian.
Okay, but some still work right now.
Yes.
Okay, so just the majority of them or a decent chunk stopped working. Okay.
Yep.
So if we know that in character, I think that's gonna be my guess, honestly. Anybody else have thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's my gut
yeah.
response. Is something definitely to do with like the Elven gateways. I have an inkling that like something about like the way that the beast is depicted, that it's either like a robot or an actual like monster we have to like figure out, but I don't know what that would be yet. Like there's something there.
hold on, if these are like, if this is actually a portal hub that other portals lead to or something, then maybe like one of these leads to the Elven world, or at least did at some point. But
Well,
maybe like,
What?
I was gonna say, wonder where the Galarian one would lead.
Right. And my worry is the depiction that we have on this. Are these columns, or are these like embedded in the floor?
Does anybody have, obviously, none of y'all have like lore architecture, right? Or like architecture as a profession. I forgot it's not lore here.
No.
Okay, then give me, anyone trained can give me an engineering check.
Sure.
By trained, you mean have a rank in it?
Yeah. That's what I'm calling trained in Starfinder. It's just a mouthful to be
15.
like, anyone that has a rank in it.
Yeah, no, that was pretty bad. 14.
Very smart.
13. Yeah.
22.
Actually, the reason that I clarify waffles is because we could have a rank in something, but it also could be a class skill. Did you mean that if it's a class skill or if it's a rank?
Rank,
Okay.
I think, because class skill like is kind of what you start off with your class, but a rank is stuff that you're actually putting your like
Besides.
devotion to.
Yep. makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay.
You said 22, Tetsu?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so 17 Moat, 14 Zeha, 13 Eisen. It's almost impossible to tell, but what you guys get the sense of is that while there's a lot of stuff covered by sand right now, and obviously you can see where this mountain is and there's a door there, you get the sense these are kind of the tops of a building. whether you can't tell what kind of building that is. You can't tell if they're the tops of pillars and they extend further than the building, or if they're on the roof itself.
And this inscription is
Go
on the
ahead.
top or on the sides, like gonna get caught off, or potentially there's more.
Kind of all around it. You don't think you're missing anything. Like I kind of assumed with all the checks that people are like dusting sand off. Like obviously it's hard to get sand away, but I assumed you guys spent probably 2 hours here just making sure you caught everything. But around the sides, like top ledge of a side, and then on top of these big large square, like honestly all 5 of y'all could stand on one of these.
Right. They're huge.
Right.
Yeah, they're huge.
All right.
How far above the ground do they go? We might have said this before, but I can't remember.
Probably about moat, so like 3 foot, 3.5 feet.
Okay.
Okay, so we can climb on top of them and
Yeah.
be there. Okay, cool.
All right. Any other thoughts on riddle number 1, or prophecy number 1, or poem number 1?
Oh, what
Probably don't.
direction is south? Is the map kind of true to north on this planet? Basically, is
Yeah.
south the direction of the door from here?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to at least fly the ship south a little ways to see what's down there. Like maybe this is actually a legitimate direction.
We did go down, or rather Wasp went down and saw that there was something blocking the entrance to the cavern below. But is anybody opposed if I just keep reading them and we discuss them like this?
No, that's fine. I do have a question
And-
before we keep going, though.
Sure. Yeah. Let's make sure we get through all the questions and like lore checks and stuff we want to make with each one. But then we'll like have her read them and just stop with each one and
Yeah, we'll discuss each one.
break it apart.
So, Eisen spent a lot of time in the Swordlight Cathedral, right, with Lamadie's trials. What would you call those? Like the things where she killed a bunch of monsters that helped her ascend. I forget what the exact term is called.
They're her like great deeds is kind of what they're called. They're like just all the amazing things she accomplished in her life. Iomade.
Is it like Hercules's trials?
Kinda.
Not really. It's not something she was put through to become a god. It's just stuff that she accomplished in her mortality that was recognized.
Understood.
Right. And she is like the patron saint of humanity and Galarian, and like the protector of all of that stuff.
Yeah, she's one of the greatest like warrior gods, like kind of like Athena or something.
Yeah.
Ew.
So, in terms of like the stories I heard during all my time spent at that cathedral while at the station, does anything like ring a bell in terms of like a monster sealed with help from the elves, like a beast attacked, right? Like that was my first thought, was like, what is tied to Galarian that would be like monster specific, you know?
Sure. Give me a culture check.
Can I ask for help? Like,
Sure.
can I ask for like someone to like search for her
culture.
files online?
Don't
Because
know.
culture is not.
Yeah, you said out of this, huh?
Yeah, I'll,
Like-
I'll take the
like
backseat on this one.
I'll tell you this. A lot of this is your knowledge and stuff that you've like seen, and without you just telling them word for word, which would take a long time, it'd be hard to
Okay.
get someone to do it for you. They can search, but you get the sense that if it's not word of mouth and was just on the internet, like a lot of people might know or something, like it's not just going to be something you can search. So everybody can aid you, but you have to make the check.
All right. I would ask if anyone has like heard about like her trials and like her great deeds, because like something in there is like ringing a bell in Eisen's head of like, this seems interestingly.
So you just want me to kind of like rack my brain compared to what Eisen is telling me, not do my own check of just.
If you want to do your own check, go for it. This was more against like, so basically I'm considering Eisen to have a little lower DC on this exact question because it came to his head because he's been there, blah blah blah. Like,
Sure. That makes sense. I'll the way I think it makes the most sense to pitch it, at least for me, is if you bring up that knowledge up and you're talking out loud about it, I'll just see if have any of that knowledge. Like, oh yeah, I was taught about her trials. X is what I remember.
I'll also take mysticism.
I'll take culture versus another one.
Can I still help?
Still better.
Sure, yeah, you can help with culture or mysticism.
Wow.
14.
Oh.
So that's
here
a
comes
natural
my help.
20.
That one.
I rolling that 20 as well.
Yes.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? What are the odds of me needing a reroll today?
No. There are plenty of.
You should definitely use that Harenthal.
Fine. Fine. The group has decided I will not use my Harenthal negative.
I'm telling you to use it.
I
You
love
rolled a 10,
democracy.
so odds of
We're on
getting
pillar
higher
number
is about
1.
the same as getting lower.
Yeah, and we're on pillar number
Now's
1.
the time to use what we have, guys.
Carrying
Let's get
Didn't you
this
succeed
started
to
out
help?
strong.
All right.
All right.
I rolled a natural 20 for 33 total. And what
On an aid, right?
No, mine was my own.
Okay.
And
I was aiding, so.
the funny thing is
That'd
that
been great
I'm a
if Waffles-
historian, Kasatha, in the sense that like I was learned on the Adari, so I got that +2.
I read books, yeah.
Yeah, I read
Okay.
books.
I'm a
Eisen,
snob.
what I will tell you is that it does make sense that it would be an elven gate leading to like an old creature and or not old creature. Like you don't know which one to take. Like you can't really connect it to Galarian or another planet. You just know it's probably one of the gates. Zeha, I will tell you that multiple creatures kind of pop up in your head, and Eisen telling you the gate to Galarian. Again, you don't know a lot about this versus like what Eisen knows and has heard the stories directly, but you've heard some stories on the Adari, and the one thing you can really think about is some larger creatures on the planet of Galarian, but they're all, you don't think it's that because they're all like in the legendary status when you start thinking of them. Like you're like it could be like a great purple worm, like a Tarask or something, but like they're all
Been there.
quite legendary status.
Well, so what I'm thinking of, so like obviously he's talking to like we out of character / in character were talking earlier about like the portals being what we thought of, so that is what I'm thinking of in character, but held within the scope of time, transported by door, like can I try to apply the words to the image with this? Like we're looking at, obviously, and by the way, it's kind of funny, I'm pretty sure that I rolled really high on my culture check about Castrovel too. I think it was another natural 20 at the time, if I remember that correctly.
Yeah.
So I think Zeha has something with elves that she just knows a lot about them.
Sure.
But basically, like, I'm just trying to apply it. So when it's take the furthest south, like that can be anything. Like, is it talking about like take the southmost portal, or is this the beast that is being held out of time or something, or held within time, or held away? It's talking about the beast. Like, you know, I'm trying to apply what the visuals that are there to the poem.
Okay. Yeah, what I'll say, normally it won't be a culture check, so I'm gonna start asking y'all exactly what information y'all want, because this would be like an intelligence check, trying to decipher the words. But what I will say is just kind of deciphering the words and kind of trying to get the sense of it. You get the sense that it is definitely talking about the portals on Savirian. It is, yeah. That's where most of them are. They're kind of scattered all over Casterville, but a lot of them are on Savirian. Aside from that, you deciphering the words, you can't imagine anything else besides taking the furthest portal to the south. Guarded from a time before makes you think Galarian, but you know that portal doesn't work. And then the one thing that kind of draws a slight difference for you, and this is just me giving you a natural 20 here because that's what you rolled and stuff for like an intelligence check. Go through the mouth and rescue me and bring back the core. You're not really sure what rescue me and bring back the core means, but go through the mouth, you're quite certain, and that is just the way elves write and you knowing stories from them. That's talking about the beast.
Interesting.
So it's saying to go through the mouth of the beast? Or
Yeah, that's what she gets the sense to.
And I would definitely say this out loud as I'm kind of standing in front of it and like running my hands over it and mumbling all this out loud. But what that means is if it's go through the mouth, speaking of the beast, then rescue me isn't the beast, it's something else. Rescuing something that's trapped on the other side of a portal? Likely Galarian. The portals... That's one of the portals that was lost. So I wonder if this is why.
I think someone mentioned something about like a purple worm being some sort of legendary beast. Is there like a wormhole somewhere that we have to go through?
The depiction of the
That'd be
beast, what does it look like? Does it have legs? Is it a worm? What does it look like?
It's like the oddest. I'm trying to think of a good way to say it. The like most inconspicuous isn't the right word. The like blurriest picture you could ever imagine of some kind of bipedal creature. Not bipedal. Like a quadrupedal. Yeah, quadrupedal creature. Very large. You pretty sure you can make out 4 legs. That's about it. It's like the shadowiest, weird looking. It looks like a bad charcoal drawing.
Okay, cool. I mean, hey, that's awesome. More than we had before.
And talking this over with Zeha, no like story of Mamarie comes to mind of like she sealed the monster away or something like that. That would
Hold on.
like,
What'd you
with
say?
the help of the specifically with the help of the elves, like as one of her trials, because that was what the role was originally. Like
You know it's an I, right?
I thought it was an L from our discussion.
Iomade.
No, it's Iomade.
Yeah.
But no, she made
That's
her
right.
own rule, and she was kind of thinking on like large creatures, and the conversation with Iomade brought her back to Galarian, and that's
Got
really
it.
the only connection she made.
Got it.
Yeah.
Because the guarded from a time before Iomade, like technically a time before, it could have been 15 years ago, but
Right.
the Iomade part brought her back
Yesterday.
to it might have been pre-gap. Like
Mhm,
Right.
mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we move on to pillar number 2?
Before
Well, I
we
just-
move.
Go ahead, Eisen.
I was just asking a technical question in terms of comprehend language. Do we know what these next languages are?
no, from the wording I remember last week, comprehend languages does not tell you the language it is. You just understand it immediately.
Okay.
Yes. However, can I make a check to try to determine each of these? I would assume I've seen Elven before. If we can just say that, but for the others,
Yep.
for sure.
Sure. Everybody can make me culture checks if y'all want to try to decipher all these.
But I rolled the natural 20. I'm never gonna get better.
I
than
rolled the
that.
natural 1, so no I.
22.
15. That's a natural 2.
18, surprisingly. I used a real dice. I got an 18.
Nice.
Can I try to do something a little bit outside the scope of what my mechanical abilities typically let me do?
Sure.
So I know there's an item referred to as a pocket linguist.
Okay.
So
yeah.
what that can do is that can compare scanned words to stuff in databases that it might be connected to. It's a level 2 item. I don't have one, but I know my Tech Tinker ability allows me to modify a higher level item to essentially function as a lower level item. So I was wondering if I might be able to, with a high enough roll, since typically it can only affect second level items currently, maybe I can change a third level item into this second level item and potentially allow us to make use of a pocket linguist.
Yeah, I'll give you. Since it's out of the scope, it's going to be a hard choice here. You think you can turn your mask into something that could be very similar to a pocket linguist. If you fail, the mask is broken. If you succeed, the mask operates as a pocket linguist for at least the next week, and then you can probably get it back to a mask.
Oofta.
That's who would help.
It's not worth it.
That's not a sacrifice that Mode is willing to take.
Not right now, anyways. If we need
So,
it, we
yeah,
can,
not right now.
We can, if we absolutely need it, but it's not worth.
I
Zeha
mean,
just flashes back
I would
to,
likely
like,
be
how
able
you
to-
acted without the mask in the
I would
past.
likely be able to repair it relatively quickly with the right stuff, but I don't know that we have everything I'd need on hand, and I'm not willing to risk that right now.
Yeah,
It's not
we
worth it
we
over
have
this.
plenty more brain power to go. Before
But if we want to come back here, we need to bring a pocket linguist.
Yes, of course. Add it to the shopping list. She adds it to the shared shopping list that we have on our comm units.
Yeah, I left mine in my other pan.
You always say that,
All right.
Dylan. All right, onwards to pillar. Wait, Eisen.
Oh wait,
or
I
no,
did.
sorry.
I had
Dr. Lin.
something. Could we like maybe show these to Grace and see if she has anything on them?
I was
She won't.
considering perhaps taking Grace out for this. Okay, so
Or transcribe them at least.
out of character, she's in a box right now, right?
Yeah, I think you guys put her back in a box when you came out of the drift. Because remember, you're not on the drift right now. You're in the vest.
Yeah. I think people are 100% going to be coming after us or tracking the ship, even without Grace's signal, okay? So, I think our time best spent is, if you guys don't mind, let's us, as just the party, finish through the 4 pillars, see what we can gather without the timetable of opening Grace up. Then we can decide to take Grace out, because the second we power her up outside of the drift, people can latch on and people can come here.
Well, I don't think that's worth it because even if we like take it out and or take Grace out and let the signal go off and then we immediately leave, they're gonna know exactly where we were. I think we just gotta take some pictures with our cell phone,
And
show
we
them to
can do
Grace.
it. Yep.
I thought
Grace
the
isn't
issue,
in it.
I thought the issue with Grace was once she was connected to our ship system, she was able to have her signal traced. But once she was disconnected from the system, she was not able to be traced because she does not give off a signal herself.
She does herself. She
Is
gives
that
off a
incorrect?
signal.
Oh, she does. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was only when she was connected. Okay, so that was my
No,
She's
the
always
thing
connected
with-
because she dies otherwise.
The thing about her connecting to the ship is it takes a minute for her to connect, and it takes a minute for her to start producing signal. Like for the signal to get out far enough
It's
for
like powered up.
to get out far enough for it to be like relative to anyone.
We could take her out of the box for a minute and put her back in, basically, is what you're saying.
It's not worth it.
But not right now.
Speed
Alright.
run.
Okay, we're moving on to pillar number 2.
At the very least, Moat will absolutely have been sure to get a video recording from WASP.
Yeah, I think we're all
of
taking
the so that we
photos.
can send that
and-
to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I will tell y'all is like looking around, like the sand, if a bad storm came, could easily cover these up.
For sure.
Now, you don't think it's going to cover up the entire mountain because just to how the cliffs work, they're kind of like a wind stop themselves and stuff. But I mean, there's a chance you guys come back here 3 weeks from now and they're covered.
Right, and we have coordinates in terms of, at the very least,
For sure.
where they are.
So we'll bring a shovel.
Old foreshadow.
One shovel, Dr. Len, you got this, bud. All right.
Guys, can I have some help?
Number 2.
This one is written in question mark, unless this culture check worked for anybody.
Sure.
Looks at
Yep.
Waffles.
Did y'all make another culture check already?
Yes.
I rolled
Yeah, we did.
18.
Oh yeah. What'd y'all make?
That
22.
one.
22.
I
nat
am the
one.
master.
15.
All right. What'd you get, Eisen?
18.
Dr. Lin, you know of this one. It is written in. I'm gonna butcher this word every time I try to say it. I'm just not gonna
Nchaki.
pronounce the N. Yeah, it's Chaki
And Jackie.
or Nchaki, if you want to say it like that. I'm gonna go ahead and go through all of them, so we're not wondering.
Okay.
Eisen, you know the last one. Just kind of. It's kind of like it's almost considered an ancestral language to your people, but it's written in Terran, which is like a Earth Elemental type, like Earth Elemental speak it, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What's in
And
Chucky?
then, give me a second.
Well, why don't we look that up while you tell us 3?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and then 3. You all know it's an old language, like you just kind of talking between each other, like you all know it's an old language and stuff, but you're not quite sure what it is. Like you also know it's still around. Some of y'all have just seen it now and then. Like
Someone made a T-shirt out of like one character that one time.
Basic. That's what I was trying to relate it to. Is like like if you see Japanese, like you know it's a language, but it's kind of hard to tell sometimes unless you've studied it.
100% somebody made like a kanji version of Aslanti on a T-shirt that just says like beach. And it's just like, why?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
It
What does it
means
mean?
peace and love. Okay.
I was gonna say that Tipple probably has a tattoo of it, and he has no understanding of what the meaning is, but he has one of the tattoos.
Okay.
It's probably vulgar in Tibble's case.
So we do know.
And then,
yes.
sorry, and then Inchak is it's a language, or Inchaki is a language for the Inchaks, which are kind of they're relatable to the Shirans. They're also an insectoid type race. Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Lin, you know it kind of hails from Britheta, like the planet Britheta, but that's all you really know.
Cool. All right, pillar number 2. This is the one written in Inchaki, has a blurred picture depicting 2 entities in what looks like a playful chase. And we've seen the way Waffles described it last time was like there's a couple of different scenes as they are getting chased around. The words say, all worlds existed prior, all the powers higher. But when creation of 3 reigned, my creation became. Now within that space lies an eternal chase. That is now required.
The first thing that comes to mind with the creation of 3 is like triune, but not sure how that plays in.
What do we know about Triune?
I'll take mysticism checks.
Ha!
19.
Mysticism.
Ooh. 19.
Yeah, mysticism kind of wraps all of magic and religion into one bowl.
11.
And this is both also like me as a player not fully knowing all of the lore of Starfinder and all that stuff, so.
All right, anyone else rolling?
I have a -1. There's no way I know.
I have a 0
Yeah.
and I got good.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Zeha and Tetsu, you both know of Triune being a deity that kind of came up during the gap, responsible for all of drift travel and the drift beacons. At least, like, they are responsible for the creation of drift travel and the first drift beacons, and then their followers are responsible for any other drift beacons that have been made since. Kind of what Varsa, not Dr. Lin, was saying. Triune is a deity that is the consummation, like the conglomerate of 3 different deities that just came together so quickly that they became one.
Particle collider, just gods at hyperspeed just smashing together.
Something like that, yeah. Like it's something that a lot of people that have studied religion would know. Like, gods aren't really supposed to mesh and become deities, but it happened so quickly that none of the other gods could really stop it or anything. And it's not looked down upon. Like, Triune is a neutral god, and they're not like an evil god or anything. But
Right.
yeah, They're also I'll give you this too. You don't know what gods they are, but Triun's also considered like an AI.
Oh, interesting. Ooh, okay, good to know.
Oh, what's up, Grace?
Hey, Grace. All right, so all worlds existed prior. That has to be referring to the gap. If they're talking about higher powers, I can only assume the gods. Dr. Lin, did you say something about Triune?
No, I was talking just out of character. What I thought like came to mind.
Oh, I'm the one with my mysticism. I was thinking about it. Oh.
Yeah, you and Tetsu kind of like wrap that off of each other. Like Triun's this, blah 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 blah.
Oh goodness, was that me?
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just the multiple personalities coming up again.
The two things I think of when
You're a little quiet.
speaking the two things I think of when speaking of Triune are drift travel, beacons, and AI.
Yes.
That's three things.
So when the creation of three reigned with Triune, when did that reign? During the gap? Prior to the gap? You
guys would know that Triune kind of popped up as a deity during the gap.
During the gap. So
Well, it's thought they were there when the gap stopped. Obviously, the gap is kind of a lossing knowledge. That's why it's called the gap. But they were alive there. They were a deity when the gap stopped.
And Triune is... That's the drift travel. So within that space, within the drift, there's some eternal chase, and that's required. So something from the drift is required here? What's here?
It would make sense.
Out of character, I'm thinking very unfortunately to some person grabbing something in the drift ship.
The
Very
blurred
worried.
pictures of depicting
Smiled.
two entities in what looks like a playful chase.
Right.
I think that is curious because one, in what you described, like they were hugging at one point and then one was chasing one and then the other was chasing the other, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Do they look like squawkses?
Again, it's hard to tell. It's two very what would be small and compared to the beast of like bad charcoal drawings. Like these are basically just two circles, smeared circles that appear here, and then appear here, and then appear here, all in different like I guess not circles, ovals, but they appear in like different like angles, and you can kind of infer that they're chasing each other.
So this is...
Dang, bro, this museum sucks.
It's abstract.
It can mean anything. All right, I don't know the connection between... Well, I suppose the connection between 1 and 2, all I think of right now with the gap, because during the gap, at some point, the elves lost their portals, or some of them, to Galarian specifically, and now this is talking about the creation of Triune, I can only assume, with...
It is saying the portal's closed, and now the only way to this place is through the drift travel. There's a beacon somewhere.
Well, there's
What if it's talking about
languages? I don't think that they're telling one story. We started at the left pillar and went to the right. We could have started at the right pillar and went down. There's no order necessarily.
Clearly says pillar 1 right
Right.
Sorry, let me mark that
You
pillar
destroyed
X.
Accent
This
logic.
one will be pillar in.
Do you think it's talking about the drift itself?
I mean, that makes sense. Like, people are... I mean, I know there's a lot of people that look for a way to, solve drift travel where you don't necessarily require beacons. I mean, there's a chase for knowledge, but I don't know.
Mo, you've shown some interest regarding the drift and when we travel through it. Do you know specifically what happens with drift travel? I've heard stories of things being just disappeared into there. Is that a chase of a kind? Is it taken and given?
Does that sound at all familiar? Like I myself don't know the mechanics of drift travel, but I mean, Moat would have studied or learned a little bit, heard tell, and all that stuff.
For sure. No, it doesn't, unfortunately, because the way the drift works is any random matter in the plane of space can get pulled into any random position in the drift at any time. So it would be very hard for that to be considered a chase if like two things got pulled in the exact opposite sides of the drift and et cetera, et cetera.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I just thought of something. What if it's that coordinate we found that keeps moving places to places? Like it's avoiding something? I don't know. Maybe.
What do you... Out of character, what are you talking about?
Coordinate?
The dangerous
The-
coordinates that we need
yeah, the-
level 2 engines.
Oh,
to-
coordinate. Oh, yeah.
That... I wonder if the person
That's
who
in the drift.
acquired these coordinates had anything to do with those coordinates. Yeah, it is in the drift.
But there's infinite little islands in the drift. There's infinite little... all sorts of
What if
things.
it's... Well, I mean, there's also a chance... What if it's not... We always think of moving through the drift, but what if the drift is moving through space?
Yeah.
And that's the chase, us moving through it and it moving around and trying to get through it.
Maybe the coordinates inside the drift are not... Maybe they are stationary, but it's the drift that moves.
And that's what the whole... But Triune created the beacons, the drift beacons that allow you to even anchor anywhere in there, so... Dr. Lin, I think that's a fascinating point, considering we received both these coordinates from the same source, technically. And I think it's worth investigating when we have the time, to be perfectly honest. And the fact that Triune is considered an artificial intelligence on her own, on their own, that can't be a coincidence, but shall we take a look at the next one?
I do have one question, and I think Moat might be able to answer it. Like, what is the historical, like, nature of how the drift was found / created? Like, did the drift just always exist, or was it, like, found by Triune? Like, what is that space?
Yeah, it was, Moat would know that it was thought to be founded by, like, the space itself was thought to always be there, but Triune was thought to have founded the travel through it, and it being a quicker way because it's a completely random space-time anomaly type thing. Basically, like, the ocean's always been there, but there haven't always been ships.
Right. Okay.
All right. Anybody, anything else?
We should make a note to go visit one of their temples.
The
We
Triune?
talked about it before when VV lost the coordinates. It was the other option. If we got half the information, we could try to go to them, and they
Who's them?
have the cult of Triune. They keep records of all the beacons everywhere. Every pilot has to
I see.
at least know about them. We talked about it before.
I think, given... We tied this one to Triune, so we can definitely investigate further. Who's the one that was able to identify Nchaki? Was that Dr. Lin?
Yeah,
It
that
was.
Dr. Lin.
Okay. Is there any connection that can be drawn from what Dr. Lin shared about the language that it's in to, like, basically the Elven one, the one that's written in Elven, has to do with portals. I'm curious why this one's written in Nchaki.
Sure. Dr. Lin can't draw anything, like, super aware of it. Dr. Lin just knows Nchaki is an insectoid type race, similar to the Shirin. And
That's it.
yeah,
Well,
I mean, you can assume, since the elves talk about gates, that the Nchaks have something to do with this.
for sure. I would like to learn a bit more, so if we do go to potentially a Temple of Triune, then I'd like to do some research on what the Nchaks have to do with Triune and their potentially religious connection or otherwise. But rather far away from any connection to the networks right now. Onwards to Pillar 3? Yep.
Yep,
Yeah.
sounds good to me.
Okay. Pillar 3, written in secretly behind the scenes to all of our listeners, Aslanti, dun dun dun, but not one that any of us currently recognize in character. There is a very old etching depicting a circular object, beams of shining light, turning the first row of a crowd around it into dust. Held by power, my finest hour. Within scepter and rod I raise one close to God. Though I require a vow, empires before us will bow. Sphere held by the hand of man, back from where it all began.
I think I know what this is.
Is that
I don't think Tetsu knows what this is, but I think I know what this is.
Give it to me. I'm willing to play a little of this like out of character knowledge good guesses for a bonus on checks / like you can even make a check.
I rolled another 19, natural.
On
So whatever it is, it's not going to be bad. But I think, and I understand where Tetsu might get it from, but what I'm thinking is the Starstone.
Okay.
It gives me Starstone vibes.
You do know that the Starstone is within Absalom Station.
And
Yes,
held
that's why
by
I thought
power, yeah.
Tetsu would know.
So held by
You
power,
know,
my finest
held by
hour.
power.
As a specific reference to history, perhaps? A specific point in time that this occurred already? I'm referencing the depiction. Scepter, within scepter and rod, so this, whatever this object is, this circle of power, I feel like it must be embedded in some kind of staff of some kind. And when raised high, though I require a vow, it implies that, to me, that implies some pact with a power to utilize it. I require a vow and to use it. And that will grant you power. Empires bow before us will bow. So it requires a vow for empires to bow before you.
is it just magic itself? Like the nature of magic is like an incantation. The process of going
That's
casting
possible.
magic is
Cast a spell on it and see if you die.
Ooh. Well, and there is magic
What
abound
vow
in the
does
air.
magic require?
right.
And does magic not reside in the person, not itself?
I mean,
Not
magic can reside in
really.
objects.
So, and this is where I will share what I know of magic that I've learned, and correct me please, Waffles, if I have the lore wrong.
Sure.
at all. But from my understanding, magic, as far as I utilize it, is twisting technology, at least for me. I'm able to affect the things around, and yes, you can embed code and magic into code and make magical objects, but magic alone is not. That's why it's like mysticism. I don't know if in the world, and if I'm just thinking technomancer specifically, but my understanding. I am? Okay.
Yeah, so there's technomancers, witch warpers, and mystics, I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. And mystics and witch warpers affect time. Technomancers like time and realities. They actually warp it itself. Technomancers affect technology, and mystics actually can affect people with magic, as in they're the mind thrust hold person. They're the sorcerer, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
They have magic.
So maybe, and to Eisen, very much maybe, I don't know, but whatever this sphere is, can I see if it's curious to me as much as to Zehaz as it is to me that they specify that this thing is within a scepter and rod,
Sure.
but it specifies afterwards that the sphere has to be held by the hand of man.
Sure.
What kind of check would you like?
I mean, Absalom Station's kind of shaped like a scepter, sort of. It's got like the long bit and the like.
I'll take a mysticism, culture, or anyone can argue me any other check they want to make because it's seeming like these are revolving around those checks.
I'll roll
think-
medicine, I think.
Okay. It will probably kill you.
Oh, fair.
The dust gave it away? The people turning to dust? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Waffles.
20 on culture.
Yeah, what's up, Tetsu?
The only other stone I can think of now that I'm thinking about it, aeon stones. Like I'm thinking it's a stone in like a scepter or rod, and those.
Yeah,
are
definitely
magical.
something mounted into something.
Actually,
like, do
maybe
I get
that's
the vibe
the answer.
that fits? But I don't know why a vow.
Yeah, to me, the vow implies.
So,
a
one
connection.
thing that I want to kind of go like a little low tech in a way with this. What I think of when I think within scepter and rod seems like separate things to me. Raise one close to God. So the requiring a vow, empires will bow. That some part of me makes it seem like that's like some sort of contract being formed.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
You think of a rod, and that could be a writing utensil. Raise one close to God, the scepter, maybe. Requiring vow could be a contract being signed. So
No, you are not raising
partnership
it to God.
being
It
maybe
raises.
I don't know, ceremonial scepter raise. I don't know, man. Look, I said I'm going off kilter. You're gonna listen. So it's some sort of contract being formed, some level of formation of an entity that makes empires bow. Like that's just something I want to throw out there as a train of thought. I have no idea how that would actually like play in. The whole spirit thing doesn't exactly fit there unless it's within the scepter. But also want to think about the back from where it all began. Like there's some element of from either the beginning of time or
Oh,
pre-gap.
that makes a very good point. Not just that, time as a whole. My finest hour, and then affecting time back to where it all began. I think this is a time manipulation of some kind.
No, that's not how I. Those first two lines I think are actually more connected. I think it's held by power, my finest hour, right? Whenever this thing is being held by people in power, it is when it's able to shine the most.
Yes, but I
Right.
think
It
it's,
raises.
I think it's both.
It raises somebody close to God.
Scepter and rod.
Oh, it's a clock.
Maybe it's a clock.
A scepter
Maybe.
consists of a rod and an additional piece on top, and the
Which-
rod
Well,
is a shorter hand.
Yeah, okay,
Good thought.
I see that, but
I like that one a lot, actually. And I
yeah,
know
maybe
that's
the
just
scepter
clever
nod
enough
is more
for waffles.
metaphorical.
All right, I don't
But
know the
I-
language here either.
The stuff about like raising one close to God and requiring a vow, I think could totally be talking about the Starstone because that like created God.
Yeah. Of course,
Yeah.
I don't know that we know. Do we know that the Starstone did that, or is that gap knowledge?
Yeah, I think that's gap knowledge.
Oh, sorry, I
Yeah.
thought we were doing this out of character somewhat.
No, I know, but I'm asking for
We want to
like,
know.
what we know in character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Starstone trials themselves are. I'm gonna say that they're like I don't actually know, but it makes sense to me that they're post gap knowledge. You don't like. There's no way to take the Starstone trials now, but you still have the gods
It's what
that
power
took
is.
the Starstone trials.
The station, right? Or is
The Starstone itself is yes,
yeah, okay.
and it's kind of an anomaly of how it ended up there. Even
Look, I'll put in the notes that it has. I can put the question mark next to the Starstone. But
You guys did a couple of checks.
Yeah.
10 mysticism for Zeha, 20 culture for Dr. Lin. What about you, Tetsuya?
Well, you had me. I rolled another 19 when I was asking about the Starstone thing. So if it's
Gotcha.
mysticism,
Yeah. I gave you yours already, actually. Zeha, you don't really know anything about this. There's nothing that strikes your fancy. But Dr. Lin, just kind of being in the olden worlds, what I'm gonna call Primoria, and the vast itself, there's a good check. 20. All right, there's one thing that strikes you of empires before us will bow. That line kind of catches you, and then the language also kind of shifts in your mind a little, and you know that within the vast itself and a little further out even, the Aslanti Empire has been a thorn in a lot of people's side because they are basically Genghis Khan in Starfinder. They're just
I
going around
forgot
conquering people.
I forgot they were actually a thing.
Yep.
Me too. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now
So-
the language there makes me think of Aslanti, but
Could it be an Aslanti? The language of this whole thing. Is it referring to the
I have
Aslanti
no
Empire?
idea.
Yeah, and I'll
That's
tell you,
possible.
I'll tell you don't really know it. It strikes you as close, but like you can't pin it down as Aslanti.
Something to confirm later. So perhaps, and can I make a culture check now that he said Aslanti to see what I know about the Aslanti Empire?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
You already made the
May
mysticism
I?
on it and everything, so
May
no.
I make
there's
a
That
something-
was your
Oh,
was
okay,
your culture
sorry.
check.
I haven't made one. Can I make one?
Sure.
Well, he made a mysticism
Wait,
check.
no, wait, hold up. I made a that was.
Okay.
Is that for this?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm starting to get lost in them a little bit. I'm not sure if
I
that
think
was for
I
this
think
or
I tried to
doing-
make it. I think I tried to make it for this one because my check for the previous one was to try to do the translator.
Okay.
So
Then Eisen can make one only.
I'm gonna make a culture check, considering I'm also part of like the old world in the
Yep.
vast. 8.
No clue.
All right, we can definitely just confirm later if this is in Aslanti or not. But Mo, you had a fascinating idea with the time hand and the minute hand. Although we are in Starfinder, and I've never seen an analog clock in my life.
look, when you're on Akaton and there's all sorts of old shit there, you end up digging up some weird things. There was even one that had a little bird in there, and once it like went out, it made this weird sound. It was strange.
Yeah, so
Tries to
weird.
stab you in the eye.
Somebody called one my
Tried
grandfather.
to kill me.
But if you're saying that it's, did you, Dr. Lin, tell us about at least that the Aslanti Empire is a troublesome thing that goes around conquering people, like that you
Yeah.
shared? Then
Yeah, he mentioned everything he could think of.
perhaps they're being powered by this thing. And again, I don't know what this has to do with Grace or anything at all. I have a feeling that all of these so far, at least the other two, we'll see if the fourth one as well, has anything to do with the gap, but that's the only connection I've seen before between these. This one I've no idea, but I think if the scepter and rod are what Moat is saying, and they are to do with a clock, then raising one close to God implies to me when both hands are at the 12. So whether that's midnight or high noon.
Good.
But
Oh
that's
my
why-
god, clock hands are on an eternal chase. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god. That's true, actually. That's really good. Okay. I don't have anything else, but we have this written down. We can come back to it. Shall we keep going?
I just have a question for Waffles.
Sure.
So, I this is just thinking about like from what I know about the Aslanti Empire, like the fact that in like times past, at least they're like an extinct empire and stuff.
Right.
Is
Yep.
there any knowledge of why they're kicking around in Starfinder, or
Not really, to be honest. So in time has passed in Old Galarian, they were they were like an older people that were always in power. They're where the 7 rune lords came from, etc., etc. In Starfinder, they're just a very powerful empire that, like, I mean, I contribute them to the empire in Star Wars.
Okay.
Like, they're just kind of going around conquering things. Everything's their right.
But they're from the vast, not the Pact Worlds.
They're in the vast. That doesn't mean they're from the vast, but they don't have like a planet that they inhabit on the Pact Worlds or anything.
All right. Gonna bring us to the 4th pillar. Written as identified by Eisen in Terran. On it, a depiction of an older, almost pixelated, which is interesting, image of the Starfinder emblem. Technological advancement without enhancement. Corporations abound. Find me underground. Within civilization I reside. A locked door. Laws abide. The stars are my guard. For generations barred. So immediately to me, stars are my guard. Generations barred. Something about in space. Perhaps it was hard to find or something, but this is the Starfinder emblem. What do we know about the Starfinder Society's origin? Pre-gap? Recent?
The biggest thing you know about the Starfinder Society's origin is the Starstone itself, and they just happen to be in the right place at the beginning of time to like establish Absalom Station, establish themselves, etc., etc. Like obviously their big goal, their one thing they want to do, period, is find out what happened to Galarian and the Pathfinders.
Yeah, I remember that's their goal. So they existed at the start post gap.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, yeah. Like Absalom Station was a thing post gap immediately. The Starstone was already there within Absalom Station, etc.
Interesting. I'm fascinated by this, but I don't actually know what it means at all.
This one screams to me of the Starstone, but it seems out of context of the other 3. Right?
Okay, so speaking of out of context of the other 3, that's the first check that I wanted to do once we got through all 4. Do they seem to be done same time? Or is one clearly older than the others? Additionally, are all the images kind of in a similar depiction or completely different art styles? Like, I want to compare and contrast the 4 pillars.
Yeah, I'll tell you without a check. They're all in completely different languages and art styles.
Different languages, different art styles. What about
Different times even.
different times? Even the one.
You can tell that one's way older than the other, etc., etc.
Okay.
Interesting. So is this one newer or older than the rest?
This one looks to be the newest. It's not like a week new, but it looks to be the newest.
Is carbon dating a thing?
We can make it a thing. I have no clue. I'm not even gonna look that one up because I don't think I can find it.
I'm sure there are ways of doing it either through magic or technology that's similar.
But given that this being the most recent one, and it says "Find me underground," is this? And this is a Starfinder Society. I have to believe this is what we're sent here for.
I'm not sure.
I do not think so.
It depends.
I imagine all of this is what we were sent for.
Potentially.
There's probably
Within
enough connected to this.
civilization I reside.
Yes, within civilization. But technically, Grace is with us, and she was within civilization. Could it be related to that?
I think this is the Starstone. It's the root of their civilization.
Everybody make me an
It says-
intelligence check.
And
You
it
don't
says
have
find
it.
me underground, and I don't think the Starstone is anywhere near underground.
No, it's
I'm not lying. I
underground.
got a nat 20.
Oh.
Okay.
I have a 17.
I got a nat 1.
Oh.
Nice.
About time.
Right.
That's double.
Dr.
whammy
Lynn
for
knows
me.
nothing about Absalom Station whatsoever.
I'm not from here.
Wow, I rolled a 19. 18 plus 1. That's not bad for
Nice. Uh,
21 total. Not 20.
okay, I was about to say, is your intelligence a -1? All right, so DC 20,
Yeah.
Let's go.
which is very high for a just attribute check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know where you heard it. You can feel free to pick where you've heard it, whether it's just in your own little uh black market things or whatever for Tetsu. But you know that within the Starfinder Society there is something that is very heavily guarded, known as the Halls of Discovery. It is something that a couple of people have been in. Nobody's really ever came out to say what's in there, and it's basically the rumor is that it is a doorway that leads to insert blank here because it's not the same. And so the star it's not the same anytime anyone goes in. Now, obviously no one's come out to say that, so but that's the rumor.
Like the story changes every time.
Basically, yeah.
And
it's heavily guarded by the Starfinder Society because they also don't know what is in there. The Starfinder Society is very like, if it's guarded, if it's dangerous, there's something in here that needs to be protected. That's how the Starfinder Society thinks about things. And so they themselves, this is on Absalom Station, so they themselves now guard this door because of that.
I tell the group how many a drunken stories have been told about people talking about this, and it's enough that I believe that the room exists, even if and there's like.
You think that's the locked door? Is what you're saying?
Within society, it's underground and
It's
locked
underground.
doors.
And the stars
That
are
makes
my
sense.
guard. You mean the Starfinders are the ones guiding?
Starfinders are my guard for generations.
Yes.
Starfinders have been around for generations.
So
It has been
something
sealed for generations.
is in there. Something technological advancement is in there?
No, I think
No,
the
that's the
technological
Absalom.
advancement. Exactly.
That's
yeah.
Absalom. But what?
So, what if the generation's bard isn't referring to, the locked door being barred? Because, Tessie, you said you've heard of people that have gone in?
I've heard of people who've heard of people who've been told about people who've gone in.
Okay.
Are the stories that they snuck in though, or that they walked in? Sorry, Mo.
It depends on how drunk they are when they tell.
Fair enough. Because my thought is, what if it's, like I said, not the door that's the thing that's barred, but whatever is inside, like it won't allow something to happen. I mean, we
It needs a secondary
know
key.
we know the Starstone trials are a thing. What if that's what's being
Currently, I'm prone to
allowed
believe.
in there?
Currently, I'm prone to believe, like what Eisen said earlier, that it's paired with the line before it. So the stars are my guard for generations barred. So basically, the Starfinders, if that's what we're assuming, have guarded its entry for generations and barred entry.
Invented people.
But if they've barred entry, then people wouldn't have gone in.
Yes, and that's where
nobody's perfect, and they've probably barred it from most people. To bar it doesn't mean nobody has ever accessed it.
And that's where we should potentially ask the Starfinder Society for. And they probably won't tell us if that's fully the case, but I can imagine that they would at least let us know if there's sometimes a way to get granted entry, or if it's never, and that means that they've always just snuck in or something like that.
We have been told that this is our lead to follow, and stop us from chasing the lead when they have
Yes.
solution.
So, As we know, there is some magic to Grace. I nearly blinded myself when I tried to detect the magic in the air around here. It is stronger than strong, more than I have ever seen. I'm incredibly tempted to take her out of the box and just honestly place her in this area charged with magic to see what happens. I know
mean,
that's
if we
so
do-
volatile. What?
If we do, everybody
Last-
will know to come here.
I know.
Yes, we don't want
Last
them having this
time-
location.
We tried to do anything with Grace. We were in the drift, and she, or something inside of her, wiped Wasp's vision. Wiped a recording like an EMP, and she had no control over it.
What would that do
If
here?
anything, I worry that that's essentially bringing a nuclear bomb onto the planet.
That's
If there's
fair.
something inside her that is
Related
a
to
little
any of
bit
this.
susceptible to magic, and I don't know, maybe she just absorbs it or something. I don't know. She could really get screwed up, or we could get screwed up.
My curiosity
But she's
is
supposed to be linked.
piqued.
All of this, right?
Yes, in some form, the coordinates have something to do with her.
Out of curiosity, Waffles, can you go over again what exactly Arvin told us when he said you're getting destination to bring Grace? Like, what was the Why
Bring
did
Grace
he want
here,
us to go
or
there?
bring something to Grace, a component of Grace.
Right.
It is the coordinates you currently have.
Yes,
Question
that
mark?
we're leaving here.
Yeah. So it is thought, or at least what he thinks, is that this area contains pre-gap knowledge because of where they received the coordinates from. He doesn't think that you need to bring Grace here more than anywhere else. You have just had Grace since the beginning. You're the first people that were able to grab Grace, and up till now, I think I told you all this last session or even the session before, but up till now, you guys have gotten the sense from Arvin that there's probably 6-7 more groups of you guys out here, with probably holding another AI, going to different planets, different coordinates, thinking it's pre-gap. Like Arvin, like you guys aren't prophets or anything. Like Arvin doesn't trust you guys over any other of the 8 groups that he has out here.
But we're the
It's
main
just
character.
you're following another lead.
Waffles, this is stories about us, so.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
At this point,
Also
no.
don't die.
At this point, knowing the story is about you, Varso, Dr. Lin, you get a call on your comm unit.
What?
Oh man.
No.
Len looks down at his comm and then looks around to everyone.
We
He
have
puts it
service
up
out
to
there?
his. I guess.
Yeah.
And he puts it up to his sensory organ and goes, "Hey, hello."
You guys,
Explain
I'll
where-
tell y'all, you guys don't get the sense, even Dr. Lin would know this, you don't get the sense that you should have service out here, minus the fact that there are ways to send messages / have calls come out here to the vast. Like, you're not in the drift anymore, you're not on a different plane, you're just very far away.
Right. Okay.
So you pick it up,
Game.
you say hello, and you hear, "Hello, Lin? Lin?" And it's Sana on the line.
I think Waffles is
Oh.
Mimi.
Hold please. Varso needs to look up his backstory.
Sorry, I just making sure it's
Sauna
where I think
is
I am.
in-
It is.
A steam room?
Is that how you want me to pronounce it? Sana? Sana?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
It's like a
Okay.
sauna, when you go into
Yeah,
a
she's
really
hot.
hot room.
Super
yeah.
hot.
Hot and moist.
Just
This-
the way
this is what I thought it was,
jellyfish
I
like it.
I just didn't want to go into this conversation thinking I had the wrong person in mind.
It's
Awkward.
Len kind of stops for a solid few seconds and then goes, "Oh, Sana, great to hear from you."
and there's a 6-second delay on this,
Oh.
as I imagine you probably turn your back to the party a little bit, just trying to have the you're feel free to correct me if you don't, but it's a call, and you guys are sitting here talking riddles on a desert planet in the vast, and you get a call from this woman, and she goes, Dr. Lin, and at that point, you guys feel the ground under you begin to move a little bit, and we'll roll initiative after the break.
Oh
No,
no!
what?
Waffles.
Oh,
No.
come
The
on.
joke has gone far
Initiative?
enough. You're affecting the gameplay.
Son of a bitch.
Ah!
Hey.
Man, I really can't top that. I just kind of want to leave it right there.
All right, that's the good drop off right there.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm going to make sure that our break screen is in honor of Dr. Len, because if we die, it's 100% his fault. And,
That's true.
goodness.
all right.
It usually
so,
is.
First of all, thank you for joining us thus far as we decode strange riddles from Waffles' head. I mean, on this desert
Very strange.
planet.
On this planet.
We shall be right back after this short. I want to say after these short messages, but we don't have any messages, so just enjoy the whole
After
music.
these-
We're gonna refresh our journeys.
After this one short message, you'll see taped to our starship screen.
Yes, yes. You have to read it.
We all need more alcohol for the characters to die. That's what it is.
Nope, nope.
So-
nope. All right,
Don't
guys,
have the stones to kill us.
we'll be right back. One. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
We're back.
We're back.
I have ice cream. That's what matters. We were also,
Where's mine?
talking about age-old adages, geometry. No, geography, not geometry.
Yeah, no,
Um,
geometry for sure, for sure.
A little bit geometry, because of
Nope.
oceans and shit. But
Technically,
Scotland,
The
definitely.
shape of Scotland.
and the Loch Ness
All right.
monster. How
Spheres
was
are
your
geometry, right?
break? How was your break? I hope it was as entertaining.
I think we've had a similar question to this before, but I gotta start this off with a question.
Nope. I'm nope.
Yep,
I'm nope.
that's happening. We've had the question, what's your favorite ice cream flavor before? What's your favorite ice cream treat? Like a bar. It can't be a flavor. It has to be like a treat.
I'm a big
It's
fan of
right here.
ice cream sandwiches with like cookies on for the
What
sandwich.
kind though? You want like chocolate chip cookies? You want just like a fudge cookie? Like
If I could get M&M cookies for the ice cream
Okay.
sandwich, I'd pick that.
all right.
This is irrelevant.
If I'm going ice cream, if I'm going ice
You have
cream
ice
sandwich, it's gotta be like the classic, just ice cream sandwich is just my. I don't really like.
That's a
the
good
cookie
pick,
shit.
too.
But is that what you want? Like, is that your favorite treat? Period. You know what mine is? All right, mine is the strawberry shortcake treats with like the
Yeah.
the strawberry
Those are
crunch
good.
on the outside.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
And they're
Those
are
chocolate
my
ones
favorite.
too.
But
It-
those the I would say I would never really go out and buy one, but like those ice cream sandwiches just hit different when like you're at a school event or like school
That's
event
true.
or like hand them out. Mm.
Yep, that's true.
I have a tough choice between like the old Tweety Bird popsicles.
Are those like orange pops or just a popsicle?
Well, they're I don't exactly remember what it's like I think they're a sherbet or something like that, similar, but it's
sherbet.
like This is one of those things. It's like on a popsicle stick. This is the thing that
like Tweety Bird.
we always got at from the ice cream truck. Either that, or I really like just a good old M&M Blizzard. So those are
sure
solid.
I count that as an ice cream treat for sure.
I refuse to answer this
Yeah,
question
I'd say
because
so.
we have to get into frickin' initiative.
What about you, Ivan?
No.
I was gonna say the same thing as you, the strawberry
Okay.
shortcake. Yeah.
All right. My second, as weird as this is, I don't
Your
enjoy
second
Snickers.
favorites now.
I don't enjoy
Ice
Snickers
cream
candy
is good.
bars, but the Snickers ice cream treats. are
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
high.
Oh yeah,
That's
they're
good.
They're good.
I like both. They're
Yeah.
The ice cream is.
The
Okay.
Twix
Ice
ones are
cream is
good too.
And
The
orange
Twix
cream
are
continue on with
actually-
it?
Yeah.
I've never had the
Twix ones are pretty crap, to be honest.
Oh, shut up!
No. But the
Alright.
ice cream bars. that we
Everybody
just
roll me
ate-
initiative.
No, I'm gonna talk about this.
Nope, we're done.
17.
Okay. I'll roll initiative.
Oh,
The Haagen-Dazs. Just the Haagen-Dazs ice cream bars, okay? Alright, that's all. Ones with all
orange
of it.
creamsicles. Those are great.
No.
All right, just so y'all don't argue
those
with
are
me
good.
after y'all roll initiative, go ahead and give me a quick perception check too. None of you are gonna hit it, but I don't want this argument to go down. So
can I have a penalty because I'm talking on the phone?
sure, you get a minus 55 penalty.
Oh, what?
Uh,
Nah,
19
you just
ain't
got
bad.
like a -4.
How about,
Eisen,
how about a
yes.
crit with a natural 20?
For
Crits are nice.
23.
it's a 23 though.
You get critical skill
Probably
checks.
missed it by 2.
Crits are nice.
I did not get a crit, but I
Wasp
got a
is
20.
helping Moat, so
Total.
22.
What's this thing got for stealth? I don't even see a stealth. Oh, there it is. Plus 18. That's pretty good.
Well, we're screwed. Whoa.
Well,
whoa,
if you
whoa.
roll a 1 or a 2, I meet it.
Yeah.
Eisen, I'm pretty sure you were on the left of me. Let's get you back over there.
Are we on the map? We in the map on our stream?
Yes, map is up.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So what happens?
Forgot how combat works here.
Let me roll initiative real quick.
Or you don't.
No. Sure, I don't. And it just goes whenever it wants, multiple times around. I like that
You
too.
cheat anyway, so.
Is this initiative? That is. Let's go.
You got this, Waffles.
What about this one? Ooh. All right.
What is happening?
Multiple.
Wait, that didn't work.
I've never felt like I wanted to use my hero point just to force him to re-roll something I didn't see before. Where it was just like,
Oh, you know what though?
True.
Just read chat. Mochi ice cream. I forgot. I
Yeah,
should have said
that's
that
very
because
good.
that's just always fun. My favorite
Yeah.
sushi place back home in North Jersey. They would always give you like, you could buy the mochi ice creams for dessert, but they would always just give it to you for free. They were awesome. Makes it that much
That's
better.
kind of sick.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right. All right.
All right.
Enough about ice cream. You're in a desert.
Ice
It's
cream.
melting. All right. What you guys see right now? Is this music too loud? Sorry.
No, it's perfect.
it's fine.
It's
Oh,
good.
my Tweety
Perfect.
Bird cone. Pop.
Falls in the sand.
In short.
What you guys see? Have you guys ever seen? Is it Dune? Is that the movie with the worms?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what you guys see in the sand. Is like a few of you feel like your feet move a little, and like you start looking around, and then you see this thing circle around, and it comes up right in front of Dr. Lin.
Ooh.
Hey.
Get wrecked.
Let me show you what
Oh,
it looks like.
It's like a
Jesus.
sand
Oh man.
man.
Oh.
Manta ray.
Manta
Santa
Manta
ray.
Thank you.
Oh, there's
Santa
It's
ray.
a
definitely
Santa
more.
ray.
If it was a Pokemon, it would go Santa.
Yeah.
I by the
Len-
way, look very confused as to how Moat was eating the ice cream through his mask. Is it just like smeared all over the mask?
As
worry,
this
it's
all
all over
starts,
his mouth.
Len says into the phone, Sana, I'm gonna have to call you back.
about a 6-second delay, and you hear like what? Like she's saying wait, but you're probably already hanging up.
Yeah,
As you're getting bit.
Probably already dead.
That was probably vital
right.
plot information that we no longer have. Good job, Dr. Len. Again.
It's okay. You can just call her back.
Just stay on the phone the entire battle. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, she can.
So how are you doing?
Or
This
like the
thing-
sounds of you crying.
What'd you roll on your perception check, Dr. Lin?
A 19, I think.
It was over a 14. Okay, so you're not flat-footed. That's great.
That's good.
This thing
My
comes
feet
up
are
with
kind
an
of
ability.
rounded, so I don't really think I could be, actually.
This thing comes up with an ability called Burrowing Charge
Ooh.
and whips out at you with its stinger.
I
Well, I'm
dodge.
gonna just start the funeral plans for
Even
Dr. Len
stingers.
now.
You see the stinger come flying around. Does a 20 hit you? KAC or EAC?
Yeah, you know, that hits. Just barely.
That's unfortunate. Let y'all in on a small secret here. That was under a 10.
Waffles, what are you doing?
I've
This is
been
why I'm
told
glad-
so many times I couldn't kill y'all. Dr.
It's
Lin,
true
you
that-
take 10 piercing damage, and I need a fortitude saving throw.
Of course you do.
Please let it be mutated. Please let it be mutated.
Of course it is.
16 isn't bad, but I don't think it's enough.
Are you okay with that? You have a chicken nugget?
I'm not falling for this one again, Waffles.
All right. You feel okay right now.
Get wrecked! But it's probably like latently infected me and I'm gonna die of like desert disease.
That was its surprise round.
If you hear crunching in the background, I'm just gonna say it right now. That's our dogs.
On the other side of
Well,
things, Eisen, as you're watching Dr. Lin get blopped, something comes up behind you. Wait, I'm not good at revealing these things. Hold on. Bop!
Blap.
There we go.
These things make really interesting noises.
It even stopped the music. Or it changed the music. Oh my god.
Blap.
I'm adding a label because it was being crappy.
What's being crappy?
My monsters. Or the initiative tracker, sorry.
Maybe they should just die and we win.
They'll probably die if you kill them.
Well,
This one that pops up behind Eisen does the same exact thing. Eisen, what did you roll for your initiative check?
My
You
initiative
mean
check?
perception?
Yeah, sorry. Your
My
perception
crit
check.
23.
Okay, then you're not flat-footed. This thing whips out at you with a stinger as well.
I shift and go into a bodyguard stance to give him +2. I rolled 19 on my perception.
Okay.
So
Does a 22 hit you?
Still just, yeah.
It's unlucky. You take max damage, 17 piercing damage.
you take
Ouch.
half that. So
nice.
8. Take 9, and I take 8.
8.
Probably.
8. You both take 8. If it says in the text he takes 8, then we're just gonna call it 8.
I
Or
take
if it says in the text he takes half, then it's always rounded down, so it's 8.
Gotcha.
Ouch.
And then I need a fortitude saving throw from Eisen.
Hey Waffles, can we just clarify real quick? Are these insects? Would you consider these insects?
They are definitely not insects.
Hmm.
I
Unlucky.
rolled
to
I rolled
pull.
Good to
poor.
know.
I won't give you any more than that. I know we're running a poll, but that's giving you something. So
Oh, we got the answer.
I rolled
Alright.
poor for 8.
okay, is that the roll you want to keep?
Yeah, I'm gonna like look. There's gonna be other rolls. This is not the roll to.
Okay,
Okay.
that sounds good. Hold on, give me a second.
I like Waffles' overall demeanor tonight. You just seem very
Why?
happy and eager to kill us. And really, it's refreshing.
He's
I think
gonna
it's
lose
cute.
again.
I think
It
it's
angers
cute.
me.
I don't
It's starting to get sad.
deny that.
I'm
Let's see.
Bad for him.
Regardless of whether she succeeds or fails her saving throw, the victim loses a number of hit points equal to the poison's DC minus 10. Dr. Lin, go ahead and remove 4 points from your HP. Or not your HP, your stamina.
So I've lost 4 more, or I gained.
You lost.
Okay.
So I'm reading poisons right now. Upon initial exposure, regardless of whether she succeeds at her saving throw, the victim loses a number of... Actually, remove this from your HP. Because it says, the victim loses a number of hit points equal to the poison's DC minus 10.
Wow.
If a victim is exposed to multiple doses of the same poison, she must attempt a separate save for each dose and progresses to the next state, blah, blah, blah. So you guys won't take those hit point values anymore because that was the initial exposure, but
Okay.
your body saved. Eisen, you're weakened.
Can I just say that typically I really appreciate that descriptive text also occasionally uses like she, her, as well as he, him. But right now, I just feel personally attacked as the only female in this party.
I'm a dude, so I don't take any damage, right?
Yeah. Remember,
only
you haven't
affects females.
you haven't been personally attacked yet. All right, Moat, your turn.
Moat, as the only non-gendered individual in this party, will
Gain health.
having initially thought to climb on Eisen's for lack of a better word, stirrups, will decide
my.
against doing so.
We need a better
And-
word, please.
No.
Oh,
We'll go ahead and. By the way, did these things just like attack and then just like flop onto the sand, or did they like?
They're kind of like
burrow back in?
partially covered by sand. It's not going to mechanically do anything, but just for the flavor wise, like both of their fins, their mouth, because they look basically like a manta ray. So both of their fins, their mouth, and their stinger are like sticking out of the sand, and then their back half, where they're like, what I would call their butt, is in the sand.
Right.
Got it. So Moat wants to checking with you. Wasp was hovering close by, so Wasp should be in range to be able to take a shot. So Moat wants to instruct Wasp to take a explosive shot. Explosive shot at the sand array, and we'll probably follow it up with a pulsecaster shot of their own.
Faux show.
I know you're saying sand array, but I just keep hearing Santa Ray.
That's what I think.
Santa Claus is coming.
They pop out of it. Ho ho ho!
Oh no.
sees
I'll
you
poke-
in your
I'll poke
sleep.
you full of ho holes.
Giggity?
Yes. All right. So
Senpai, no.
Wasp is going to take a regular explosive shot.
Do it.
Do it, do it.
Do it now.
23 to hit.
23 does hit.
All right. So that is 3 damage, and half of that is fire, half is piercing. So 1 fire, 1 piercing. Or how do we split that if half the damage is one type, but half is another type, yet there's an odd number as the total damage?
I'll just let y'all tell me. So it's like 2 is fire and 1 is piercing, and or the other. So you can tell me.
Okay. We'll do 1 piercing, 2 fire.
Okay. You watch it and the fire kind of licks off of it, like it doesn't do all the damage.
Interesting.
And
and by all the damage, I mean any of it.
Oh,
yeah, that sounds about right. Hey, we're learning things.
we are.
Fire bad.
That's true.
Let's learn all the things and then die.
Wait. So, okay, it just didn't take the fire damage, but took the piercing, you said?
Yep.
Alright.
Seems that way.
Barso was
At least-
concerned for his
yeah.
needler pistol for a second.
And then
To most trained eyes.
No.
Moat fires Pulsecaster using double tap. That's not something to
Nice.
hit.
Oh wait.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not saying no to you shooting. Just to clarify, I'm saying no because Waffles did not need another chicken nugget, but it's fine.
Yes, he did.
16
Someone
does
gave him
in
another-
fact. Heck yeah, Jim loves me. 16 does in fact hit as this thing slashes out with its reaction to take a opportunity attack.
Against two, sorry. Moat.
Mo.
I shift in front of him with my reactive ability,
Okay.
+2 to AC.
I shift closer to
Question: Do
Tetsu.
you have that since you haven't had a turn yet?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's you have 2 reactions.
I have 2 reactions.
That's hype.
It's a
Wow.
baller.
Yeah, and Carrot's gonna die without me ever attacking him. Does a 20 hit you, Mo?
Guys, I
Oh,
did
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Another max damage, 17 piercing damage. So 8 for Tetsu, 8 for Mo.
Holy shit! I will die.
I could only do it that one time. So you're welcome.
Mo, I need a fortitude saving throw.
Uh-huh.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, guy.
I'm just gonna book it to the starship.
Where's fortitude?
Cool,
Here it
guys?
is.
Oh my
9.
god, you guys are all dead.
Wait,
Mo.
nugget.
Okay.
Alright.
Give me
Here
that
comes a
nugget
nat
roll.
one.
Hey, I
Oh,
mean,
+5's not bad. +5's not bad.
See, I told you. I warned you, but you never listened.
This party was made for TPKs.
Natural one.
Nat
yo.
1.
Ow!
Thankfully, this isn't Pathfinder 2, so you don't take anything worse. But
Don't
you
drop
take
it.
four hit point damage, and
Does that
you
reduce my
become
max
weakened.
defense by 4.
Yes.
Does
No,
that
no,
affect
no,
stamina
no.
points?
No, not your max hit points. You just take 4 hit point damage. Like this bypasses
Okay.
stamina,
Gotcha.
and you become weakened. You're now in the weakened state.
Yay!
Weekend
Dr.
isn't on the
Lin.
sheet, unfortunately.
It's not on
Moat
the sheet.
will also move back behind Tetsu.
Okay.
I had to look it up
Yeah,
separately.
you're right. Weekend is not on the roll 20 sheet. Just so y'all know, you take a -2 penalty to strength-based ability checks, attack rolls, damage rolls, and skill checks, and DCs of spells and special abilities decreased by 2. Victim's total carrying capacity is much lower, and you immediately gain the encumbered condition. So go ahead and check encumbered on your character, because I know that is on your sheet.
Interesting.
All right, now Dr. Lynn, it's your turn.
Do these? They seem to be primarily attacking with their stingers, right?
Yep.
And do those look like they have a range of like 10 feet, or
Yep. You can
that is
surmise
very
that from
unfortunate. Yeah, that is rather unfortunate. Well,
You're unfortunate. You came
shut
on
up,
these things' planet. You're invading their home.
Waffles. This is our home now.
What are you, Islanti?
What's that mean?
I got it. I got info out of him. Sorry, that just
I just
kind of
meant they
changes
conquered
what I-
stuff.
Oh man. All right, big turn for Dr. Len. So a guarded step is 5 feet, right?
Yep.
Oh wait, what's a full withdrawal in this game? That's a thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a full action, but you are basically allowed to take your move action and not get attacked.
Oh, for real? And how high up is this thing? The,
Like
a
3
big
feet.
pillar? 3 feet?
Like 3 feet. Yeah.
Nice.
It's like moat size.
Then can I just move on top of it, like over here?
Yeah, I'll give you that. That sounds good. So you like
And-
basically disengage from this thing and run up on top of the pillar as a full round action.
Am I able to draw my weapon as part of this move action? Because I don't know exactly how that rule works.
I'm gonna say no. You can look it up to see if like you're supposed to be allowed to, but you never took a move action. You took a full round.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay, I'll look it up though.
All right.
But
Tetsu.
otherwise, that's it.
Yeah, I just banned the party and let him die.
Cool.
This thing's not within 5 feet of me, is it?
No.
Does it
It's
look
within 10 feet of you.
Yeah, that's
Eisen's
super
within 5 feet
important.
of you if you want to punch Eisen in the back of the head. You're flanking.
I do want to punch him. I really definitely do.
If you ally with these Santa Mantis, then you're flanking.
For some reason
They'll allow it.
I could hit from 10 feet away for some reason. But oh no, I know what I was thinking of. Tetsu is going to just shift around this manta around the far side. No, he's not. He's gonna shift here
Okay.
and just
you.
deck this thing in the face. I'm going to spend all 3 of my entropic pool to
Oh boy.
hopefully just sucker punch this thing as
I
my
hope you miss
fist
it.
does. Huh?
He goes, I hope you miss it.
I just said, I hope you miss it.
Actually, I can't because I had to do my move action. That was why. So yeah, I move here. I'm just gonna punch it with one of my actions.
I still hope you miss it.
Kind of glad I didn't use it. It's not terrible, but I'm not confident. 10 plus. Sorry, wrong page. 15 against its EAC.
Yeah, that's a miss.
Or wait, is EAC lower or yeah, EAC. Yeah.
I mean, EAC can be higher, but
Ooh. I just thought of something.
Rare.
yeah, EAC is not always lower. It's just energy AC instead of
As-
kinetic AC.
Yeah, as I do that though, I come up and I punch at it as my left arm suddenly starts to glow this like dull black silvery light and then expands into this wall of just energy that is kind of radiating like a shield off his arm.
Sexy.
Okay. Yeah, you watch it kind of like it like semi burrows in the ground for a second. You just miss it. You like bounce off the sand that it covered itself with, and then you have a energy shield on your arm. It is the other one's turn, which takes its 10 feet of movement. Comes up to Moat, who is the closest. Takes another attack.
I'm getting a malpractice suit. Oh no. Oh gosh.
That
What's your
is
next
a
character?
big. I don't know if we have the cards out.
Oh, I will go get the cards.
Critical
But
fail.
that's a
or
natural
something else?
natural one.
Ooh, natural
Oh,
one.
nice.
Oh.
Let's
Okay,
go.
I'm gonna run
Not-
and get our
not
crit
using
cards.
the chicky nuggy.
Hold on.
Wait,
Real quick,
did
we
I
haven't
need to
used them
roll anything for the fortitude save that I nat one?
Nope.
No.
Okay,
You
so
just-
it's only
it's
for
just a
attacks.
fail. Yeah, it's only for attacks,
Oh, only
critical
for-
hits, critical fails.
Gotcha.
All right, pull me a critical failure card, natural attack if they have those. If not, it is a kinetic attack. The funny part is, I'm pretty sure a natural one still hits Moat.
Well, no.
It
They naturally
misses.
miss.
No, I know it's an automatic
yeah.
miss. I'm saying with the bonus.
Yeah.
I was scared for half a second of like.
They have
No, I'm
superpowers.
not trying to make it hit Moat. I'm just saying with the bonus it hits
Not
Moat.
hit mode.
Da-da-da.
Bum, ba, da, ba. Pull me that
I'm on
critical
zero.
fail. Bum, 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 bum.
Okay, the extreme blow is only.
It's a critical fail, so there should be no extreme blows.
There is.
Okay.
I have to check. Yes, it's a critical fumble deck. And this is for extreme range, so this is not a ranged attack. So we're not
It
going
is
to do
not.
that. So we're going to go on to the energy attack. Rocked
It
back.
is not an energy attack. Is there a kinetic
Oh,
attack?
I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought you said energy. Yes, there's kinetic. This one is called Bonk.
All right.
Go to horny jail.
must attempt a disarm combat maneuver against a randomly determined adjacent creature.
That's just Mo. Only disarm. Okay, let me look up disarm real quick. Okay. I don't mind this. This is not the worst critical fail in the world. That's for sure.
I was like, wait, he still gets to do things.
Disarm
This
is
not...
not
No,
an item.
Mo.
What's that?
Not you. You're fine.
It's
No,
me.
I think
That's a good point.
It's
I mean, the creature is making a disarm attack against me, right?
that's
Or
what
I
am
think
I
it's
making a
more
disarm
you
attack
are.
against it?
It says against the closest adjacent.
Randomly determined adjacent creature. To me,
Right.
that's the
Yeah.
creature. Why would
Right.
the creature?
I think it means you make the check against the near, like with the random
Oh.
person, and they're effectively disarming you as part of you sucking.
No,
No,
I think the
I
thing
think it's
is
called
like this
bonk.
thing swinging wildly and knocking something out of someone's hand.
Yes.
It's just unfortunate
Oh.
that it's Moat.
Yeah, it could have been a friendly.
yeah.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, what it did is it
we-
tried to hit you, and instead it bonked into you, whatever your weapon you're holding. So
What's the wording of it? It says you make.
you must, so you being the person who fumbled, must attempt
Yeah.
a disarm combat maneuver against a randomly determined adjacent creature. Disarm, for anybody who needs to know, is knock an item out of the target's hand. If you have a hand free, you can grab the item before it falls.
I
He just gets to
love
steal
that
your
this
gun.
flavorfully takes Moat's weapon away after it
That's
failed.
yeah.
That's actually
So,
awesome though.
Does
fits
it
his
take a multiple attack penalty for this?
It should.
I
It
mean,
should.
there's no multiple attack penalties. I'll give it the.
It
Let's go
should.
back to Pathfinder 2E.
You do get a bonus
Yeah.
to your AC though.
All right, make that roll.
I'm trying to look up what the roll is.
Oh, it's
It's
a
KSC
melee
plus
attack
8.
roll versus
Yeah.
KSC plus 8.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Let me make
So
a
not hard.
melee attack roll real quick.
Yeah,
Not
this will probably hit.
Why is the screwing Moat over? I don't like this.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Well, because it just it could have been like a gun line, and he
Yeah, it
coulda
could have
knocked, like,
stabbed
all the
itself with
stormtroopers
its
away.
tail, probably. But
Can we?
does a 28 hit your KSC plus 8?
Oh my God.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
All right. It knocks your gun out of your hand. Since it's a fumble, I'm gonna say it like falls at your feet. It can't grab it with its tail. It doesn't have any hands. Like its tail doesn't wrap around things. It's not a
gonna
monkey,
grab
so
it from you, yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on.
it's just like it goes to hit you. You dodge backwards real quick, like you keep it from stabbing your chest. But like when you dodge, your gun is up there. When it's whipping its stinger back, like the curve of its tail hits your wrist, knocks your gun out, and it falls on the ground.
Moat immediately checks for any stings.
Oh God.
None,
Okay.
thankfully.
We're good.
This is when I want to homebrew rules, because I'm fairly certain if this thing is stinging y'all through your spacesuits,
Right.
you're just dying, you know? But whatever. Okay. Eyes in your turn.
And you all die instantly.
Yeah. I didn't have time to set up like a macro for the minuses for weaken, so I'm just gonna roll an attack and then we can subtract.
That's fine.
You can add a -4 penalty to your strength on your ability score, and that'll take away 2 points. So that can affect everything the strength does.
Oh, perfect.
That's
I'll
true.
do that in a second.
You're gonna roll one anyway. Fine.
He's gonna roll a 17.
Yeah, these things seem to have AC, so I'm just gonna do a regular attack, not a full attack.
Okay.
I think it's 16 from Moat hitting.
No, my bonus would be +2, so to get 16, I'd have to roll.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
What
Okay.
you doing?
I will be the benevolent GM and say that you could flank. That'll give you another +2.
Yeah, but I already have only I only have 15 feet of movement, I think. Although I
Okay.
guess I could flank.
That's enough. Yeah, you could go.
Plenty. Plenty.
You could flank like
That's that
3
plus
times
2.
over, dude.
So yeah, I'll do
It's up
that.
to you.
I will flank, and then I can't do the full attack action anyway.
No.
Worth it. Worth it.
Give me that attack.
12.
12 does not hit, unfortunately.
The damage was so
That was
good.
such good damage.
Wait, is
yeah.
that with the
You-
flanking in mind?
The flanking
Yeah,
counts without the
oh,
penalty.
yeah.
Yeah. 12 does not hit. You kind of run around the other side of it, give a swipe. It was ready for you. Dodges its tail out of the way. Zeha Vumti. It is your turn.
Zehavumti.
Davos.
That is myself. I surprisingly, like, while obviously not happy, nor I will not say confident or otherwise unperturbed, but definitely, you know, for once slightly less frazzled. I guess this has happened enough times at this point that at least she's not frazzled, and that's progress.
You're on the right side of the shield this time, which is new.
It is. Tetsu, are you going to attack next?
I will be definitely punching it.
All right, well, enjoy. And I just kind of like reach around and I just touch like your forearm and I cast supercharge weapon.
Oh my god.
All right. That sounds beautiful.
So that's my action. So your next attack, just so you know, extra 4d6 additional damage if it's a single target attack.
You will be.
And then, God, can this? I want to double check. So, yeah, all right. So then I just kind of like look frantically over to between these two, and I think I have to choose one enemy. So considering one is hiding behind, you know, safely behind a shield for me, the one that's by moat, is that within 10 feet of me or getting within 10 feet of me?
It's getting within. Right now it is not.
And the other one, the other one is, I guess I should clarify.
The other one is, yeah.
Okay, all right, I'm just gonna be like, I'm not very appealing, don't mind me. And I'm gonna just utilize not in the face as my move action. Can it make a will saving throw for me?
I don't know. Can it?
Can it,
Hold on.
Wiles?
I'm looking. Where are my saves? There it is. 17.
Okay, yeah, no,
A tweener.
that definitely makes it. I don't know why I try. That's okay.
Okay.
Why do I do anything?
Why do I do anything? All right.
That was a decent roll, honestly. So.
It was a decent roll? Okay, so it was potentially worth it.
Yep.
Okay, so that was my standard and my move. Yeah, I don't even have a weapon drawn technically.
Yeah.
Thought that was
I
your
don't think any of you were really ready with your weapons. I think I gave Moat the weapon out, so I'll say you can have your weapon out, but
Okay.
it's not like you already did a standard
kinda
too.
forgot
so-
about
No, I just want to kind of basically have it ready and,
Yeah,
and to
yeah.
just kind of, you know, to play into not in the face. I like draw it, but like close to my body, so I'm not like waving it around or threatening it. I'm just like,
Yeah.
to see here.
Yeah, let's be fair. Like from now on, I'm as a GM, I really want to say, like, if you guys are in a area that you don't really know what's going on, your weapons are out.
Yeah, we were
Like-
being very, very, very scholarly. So.
Sure. I know,
goodness.
but like, you're also on a desert planet, so you can be scholarly holding guns. Like,
That's
I
fair,
feel like
that's-
Dr. Lin would have his pistol out or something, or like his rifle out or something. So
No, that's completely understandable. Yeah, I mean, that's, I think, all I can really do. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to click that. Yeah, I don't
Sure.
have much else. Yay!
all right, I got a big Santa Manta right here, looking at Tetsu. It's got a full attack.
Okay. Okay, that's
All
fine.
right, you ready, Tetsu? I just want to pull some more crit cards, so I'm full attacking. Out, just everywhere.
Yeah.
It's coming. Brap!
Yeah.
Let's see, what do I got? A 20 and a 22.
Yeah, that was it.
And
That was
Those
definitely
are
it.
those are some bad rolls. All right. Okay. You take 15 and 12 piercing damage, and I need 2 fortitude saving throws.
I have 1 stamina point left.
Oof.
That's unlucky.
That sucks, bro. Get wrecked.
Her
Reminder.
stamina is a 24.
Okay.
Or
That's
40,
not a
sorry.
stamina. Yeah.
And 23 for the second. 16.
All right,
15.
you feel fine for both of them. Reminder: knowledge checks are free. Moat, your turn.
Yeah, I have the knowledge that this thing fucking hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
true.
like to roll any level of
I should have, to be fair.
check on what the heck these things are.
Sure. Let me see what kind of
Um,
skills y'all got real quick. This one's gonna be a big life science.
I'm just gonna use
I
my
got a
free
4
natural
outside.
20 next turn.
Will you let me do that in retro or no?
I rolled a 15 for
No.
life science.
15 for life science. You're not really sure, honestly. They seem like some sort of like almost magical beast. Like they're definitely native to this planet. You get that. They're definitely suited for the desert. Besides that, you can't really get much from them besides what you've seen. You know, they burrow. You know, out of the sand, they're not great. That's about it.
They suck. Moat is going to full retreat and try. Ah, shit! My
Shoot
gun's
her!
on the ground. I'm not picking up my gun right now. I can get another pulsecaster, man. I can't get another
Hit.
heart or chest or whatever
Life.
the heck else this thing takes from me. So I'd like to move onto the pillar with Len. I know I only have half, or well, I have about 15 feet of movement, so I think it's like what my height up, so it's a bit of a climb, and I'm
Yeah, you can get up there easy enough.
dookie athletics right now.
No, don't leave me there.
I'm literally a -4 athletics right now, so
Yeah, but it's only
Let's
at
get
your
that.
head. To me, that's like I've even like being sick at something that's like my head height. I've been able just to kind of hop up there. So with your difficult terrain, I'm saying you can get up there taking your time. If it was like the
Okay.
end of your movement, you might have to make a check. But
Gotcha. And that while that's happening, Moat will send a mental command to Wasp to fire an acid round at the sand array in between Tetsu and Eisen.
okay, give me that fire. Give me that acid.
14.
14's not gonna cut it.
Ah, it was good damage too. Look at that.
It was. You guys are rolling good damages and bad rolls as a natural 8. All right. End of your turn, Moat. Give me a fortitude saving throw.
Okay.
Aren't you glad you totally utilized those hero points or those chicky nuggies, Eisen, for that one?
Oh.
Oh boy.
Oh
Would
no!
you-
There's the 9 again.
Note.
Speaking of, my turn came around. Should I roll again? A fortitude save?
Oh, I did. You're right. Yes, please. You are poison, right?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Rip
What was,
note.
what was that about?
24 this time.
Chemilizer or whatever?
Eisen's no longer poison. Moat
Yay!
with your 9. Eisen with the 24. No longer poison. Moat with the 9. You drop to what we call the impaired condition. Victim takes an additional, this means it stacks on everything else, -2 penalty to affected checks, rolls, and DCs, and gains the overburden condition, regardless of how much he is carrying.
I love
you
that
can-
Moat's the only one that rides the tracks.
So if you can check overburden,
Like a roller coaster.
please do it.
Overburden is one that I cannot check.
I
Okay.
think, I think the
I
reason
will
you
look up
can't
the-
check them on the sheets is because you have to click something else that automatically like gives that to you or something like that. I don't know what though.
That makes sense.
Probably encumbered, I think.
I
Yeah,
can't
but
click
you can't
encumbered.
click encumbered either, unfortunately.
What the heck?
Yeah,
Overburden,
it's
your
weird.
speed, all of your speeds are reduced by 5. Your maximum dexterity bonus to your armor class is reduced to 0.
What
And you
armor
take a
class?
-5 to strength and dexterity checks, which you're already doing, I think. So your AC is
So that
your
doesn't
dex,
stack. It just
that doesn't stack. Your dex bonus to your armor class is reduced to a +0.
Yep. Okay. So
Yep.
it was +2. Now it's +0. So I'm at 12 E and KAC. Yay. That's fun.
That's
I'm gonna die.
rough. It's likely. Dr. Lin.
All right, let's break out the real life science checks here. As a move action, Len's gonna do use the computer embedded in his arm to kind of scan this thing, and to identify it, he gets a free natural 20 for a 33. What do I learn?
Tell
All right.
me everything about it.
Give me all of it.
Give me.
Okay.
everything.
Handle all of it.
And
Yeah,
a
a lot of
large
stuff.
fry.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. These things are ray-like creatures that make their homes in sand flats and dunes. Obviously, you know that. They very often travel in much larger packs, usually the numbers of 3 to 8, and very often they have what is called a monarch dust manta. That is, for all intents and purposes, you know that way out of you guys' league, it could stand there and take shots and not die forever.
Time to go, guys. Time to
Oh,
go.
the ship's right there.
On top of that, you know that these things are, the poison in them is pretty rough, while bodies seem to be used to what it does to them very often, meaning mechanically the DC is low. The poison does lead to the death track,
Oh, frick.
so
Okay.
you can die from it. I will go ahead and tell you with your auto natural 20, it goes a little something like this: healthy, weakened, impaired, staggered, immobile, dead. Therefore, Moat is 3 fails away from dying.
Okay.
Which you will not pass.
You know, if you ever were curious about disease and/or poison tracks in Starfinder, just get yourself your very own moat.
Len gives the look of a doctor having to diagnose a patient with some terminal disease.
Oh god.
Give it to me straight, Doc.
All right, we need to wrap this up quick so we can start treating you. Just breathe deeply and try and hang in there, bud.
Oh god.
I'll bounce on top of that, kind of what Moat knew. Their speed outside of sand is really crap. Let's call it 15 feet. Their speed within the sand, burrowing, is 80 feet.
Holy crap! Okay.
Yeah, go
Len
ahead, run
will
away.
relay all that as abridged as possible. But Waffles, do I think it's particularly strange there are only 2 here currently? So either there are a lot more coming, or they've adapted.
I'm not like 3.
Yeah, I'll tell you that you don't think it's particularly strange. Like, they can definitely break off from each other and go hunt weaker prey. The one thing that you do think is a little strange is that these themselves look a little weak. Like, they don't look fully healthy on the up and up.
Okay, so
You-
we're just
you-
beating
you-
up
you-
very
weak ones.
sad ones.
Basically, yeah. Like, these things, you can consider that they, like, a full healthy one of these things could probably take your party. At least it'd be a good fight. Now there's 2 of them, and they've fumbled and all kinds of stuff. Like, they're not fully themselves for whatever reason.
Well, with luck, these things won't be too bad. They look very sad, honestly. And then Len will just shoulder his needler rifle and shoot the one that Tetsu and Aizen are fighting.
No, this
Alright.
can go away.
And he's going to... Oh, do I know anything about these things having poison resistance, particularly mind-altering poison?
No, actually, since you asked that question, I'll give it to you. The only thing you know that these things really have is fire resistance 5.
Oh,
Okay.
buddy.
Is that something you guys want gone particularly, or...
No.
No.
Okay.
I think it literally only benefits Wasp.
Yeah, that's why I was
Alright,
sad.
Then yeah, I'll just shoot this thing with a... I forget what it's called, but the really funky one that can make people all, tripping out on shrooms or something.
Okay.
Excellent.
It just goes belly up. It just...
Oh, yikes.
Man, you guys
Guys,
have not rolled
make it
over a
roll
10 in
I'm
a
gonna-
long time.
I'm gonna chicken nugget this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if Varso's
Ren
chicken
fall
nugget
it.
history returns.
Natural one.
There we go.
17,
No.
let's go.
Golf clap.
That's-
Still a 10.
Good play.
That does in
Like
fact
natural
hit.
10. Ooh.
Okay, so it takes 6 piercing damage, and more importantly, for the next, I think, 4 rounds, it has the encumbered condition, and I'm going to need a DC 16 Fortitude save, please.
Get wrecked, Waffles.
Natural 20 for a 30.
What? Chicken nuggy. Use your
These
chicken
sick, these sick, depressing-looking manta rays have a plus 10. I hate these things.
They got some.
Oh,
they got poison in their bodies, bud.
Yeah.
That's insane. Luckily, the encumbered condition.
I didn't
should
make
it
these
easier to hit.
creatures go yell at Jason Bowman. I'm just kidding.
I'm
He did
yelling
Rise
at Jason
Starfinder.
Bowman. Listen up, Jason Bowman.
Go yell at Jason Tondra. He did Rise Starfinder.
Jason
Punch
Bowman's
them.
not a what?
Pepsi punch them.
All right.
Does it look like that's actually reduced their AC at all because of the encumbered dex thing?
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
I
Does
can't
it look
fucking click
pretty
encumbered, and I have too much to deal with. How much am I supposed to reduce my AC by 2?
Yeah, it reduces their dex bonus to AC by 2.
Oh, perfect.
What?
They have decks out the wazoo. Easy.
To
Can
a
you-
max of +2.
Yeah.
Can you mark
Okay.
which one is this lessened
Yeah.
AC?
How many circles do you want me to put on it? There you go.
20?
And wait, hold on. All of their speeds are reduced by 10 feet, and I think you mentioned that they have a 10-foot land movement speed, so...
Genius.
They have a
Yeah,
15-foot land movement speed.
Oh, okay, I thought you said 10
Not-
earlier.
Also,
They
they
can
can
just
burrow
flop
and just.
Forward
Yeah, they can
5
just
feet.
burrow.
Well, burrow's fine, but, you know, they can't burrow through the stone, hopefully. Well, you know, they probably can.
No.
All right. Tetsu.
Punch them.
how badly hurt does this look? Not at
Wait,
all.
Dr. Land, are you poisoned?
Yes, he is.
Am I poisoned? Nah.
What? You have a green dot on you.
I
Yeah, that
succeeded
was
the
my
save.
fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was supposed to be on fucking Eisen, and I messed up. Okay, Tetsu, your turn. Sorry.
Does this
Varso.
does this look hurt?
The one that he shot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not about to die or anything, but it took a dart, and it's kind of like looking around like I'm on shrooms.
Yeah. I just.
Yo,
feel like
this is
it looks-
crazy!
I know.
I'm
it's
not in the
just
desert
small,
anymore.
I'm
It's
just-
I'm
I'm
in
just
freaking
wondering-
Las Vegas. What's going on?
yeah, I'm
That
just
wasn't
wondering, like,
weed, Shaggy.
Does it look like it's about to die?
No,
All right. Good.
I mean, it's not tip-top condition either. But no, it does. It is not on its last legs. It has taken a total of 7 damage.
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
All right. I'm going to full power, all entropic energy, my supercharge attack.
Natural 1.
Shut up.
No.
No.
I'm gonna give him my hero point
Natural
before he
one.
rolls.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah. All right.
I'm ready to cancel it out with my 3 that I have. so.
No.
Oh, that.
Natural 19.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Plus a flanking plus 5, so 24.
All right.
Missed.
You hit the
Plus-
rainbow dotted Santa Manta.
Santa Manta is my new
46?
favorite term for this. So you get
46 you.
yes.
Did you say 46 damage?
No,
Well,
4d6
4d6.
additional damage from me.
Okay.
12, 15 plus. Oh my god. Plus. Wait. I need to write this down.
Well, walk us through because I'm so curious what all is. So you have 4d6.
Yeah.
46, I got 15. Now I'm rolling all my entropic charges, which I have 4, which I can spend all 4 because I'm 4th level. So that's 4d4. So that's 5 plus
Bye-bye.
6, so 11. So I'm at 26 damage. Plus my entropic strike, which is a d4 plus 7, because I have shitloads of constitution. So that's 9 more, so 35 points of damage as Tetsu winds up and just power slams into this thing.
So the entropic rolls, that was like in addition to a regular punch damage?
Yes, because I'm using like this resource I get from getting my ass kicked
Right.
to
And you
punch
rolled that?
extra hard.
I
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I rolled 44. That was like
44.
Oh,
He got
that
11.
means the regular attack roll.
He
on top of my
no
normal attack.
his
like
his
sneak
regular
attack.
attack roll is 1d4 plus 7,
Plus 7.
but he gets an extra 4. He gets an extra 1d4 per charge he spends, and he spent 4.
Got it.
And now I have none.
Ah.
My AC goes down. A bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, now you're shitty, but shitty Tetsu. How do you do this?
Yes.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Man, when I hit, it hurts.
Yeah.
I give you a supercharged weapon too on top of all those.
Yeah, when you gave me that, I'm like, oh god, please. Um,
I'm so glad you hit.
yeah. Basically, you watch as like Tetsu's shield starts to like flicker, like a battery is draining it almost. Except there, like this is clearly not a mechanical energy, as like his fist just starts to just get surrounded by this black silvery light as he basically kind of like falcon punches upwards into this flying creature. And again, the blast of just energy coming from his fist. He's strong, but he's not like Superman strong, right? But like it dematerializes everywhere it touches as it just passes through this thing almost effortlessly, like the materials, the matter is not even there.
Can I add flavor that as your fist kind of just goes through it, the supercharge kind of hits and blasts outwards. So like where it's passing this your fist path, and then it goes.
Well, what's that? The Rock is playing like Black Lightning or whatever, where. But basically, there's just this black lightning coming from this void of just energy.
Yeah, and you guys watch Tetsu's fist go through. He just got like the perfect uppercut, goes through the belly of this thing, punches into it, and you watch this pulse outward as the hole becomes bigger than Tetsu's fist actually is, and you hear this just like scary slash not scary, like scared slash almost blood curdling scream. It's just like as it lets out a very large scream. Everyone make me a perception check.
No.
It's time to go to the ship.
26.
Oh, crap.
11.
That's a natural one.
Oh, guys.
17.
I'd rather get the natural one out now on this
Yeah.
perception.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
bad rolls.
10. Wait, let me get Wasp in
Goodness,
there.
you guys have been rolling like shit.
We
We
got
started
Tetsu.
off with like natural 20s, so that's kind of what I.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
the problem.
Just let me go down. I know Tetsu rolled well, but let me go down these that I haven't rolled 20. We got a natural 8 from Eisen, 1 from Zeha, 6 from Dr. Lin, 3 from Moat, and an 11 from Wasp.
Those are
Alright,
raw
but-
without mods.
Good job, Wasp.
Tetsu, what'd you say? You said 26?
18 plus 8, 26.
Yeah. Tetsu, you're ready for it. You push your fist through this thing. You hear the scream. You immediately start looking around because of what Dr. Lin said. And you imagine these things. Dr. Lin told you these things move fast through sand, but you see about, we're going to say 500 feet out. It's hard to tell with how far out it is, but you see this very large sandstorm, just a wall of sand.
It's not a wall of sand, y'all.
And it is moving towards y'all. And that's where we'll end the session.
Oh, God.
How far is the ship from us? Please, just leave
Yeah,
us
where
with
is the
that.
ship?
120 feet.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
No
Mo, can
way.
you run? Yeah, you're on your own. Bye.
Yeah, see you, kid.
Don't worry, I got you.
Actually, we'll change that a little bit. We'll say 90 feet because of where y'all are on the map.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
from the
that's-
middle, it would have been 120. So